What lease term is good to buy a flat? So ideally, at least 90 years, 90. Obviously, if you can get something higher than that, 95 or something like that, then yeah. But yeah, at least 90 years is what you want to kind of aim for. Look at this person. Look at this person. Nah, G, stay here. This is like a 1-to-1. Listen, if a man or a gal, I don't know this person. If a man want a 1-to-1, stop being a cheap ass and pay for a flipping mentoring session. Yeah, it's £60. Yeah, I've had it before. Yeah, I've had people doubt the mentoring sessions in the past. Yeah, like they would, you know, say to me during the mentoring session, yeah, you know what, yeah, I was thinking, oh, it's a bit expensive and that, or my girlfriend, I think I had this twice. Two guys, their girlfriend said, why would you pay £60 for a mentoring session and that? And then the guy has said, like, yo, during the mentoring session, yo, this is way more worth it than £60. It's worth £60. And this is so mad, yeah. A girl would rather you spend £100 on her, which is not going to better his life, rather than you spend £60 with me, which is going to benefit your life. I'll teach you more in that 1 hour than your fucking dad has taught you in your 18 to 25 years. You can't even ask your dad certain questions, yeah, and get certain answers from him. Like, that light's getting on my nerves, so let me turn it on. Yeah, it's better. So yeah, you will learn more from me than your dad. Do you know why? Because a lot of women out here, they have a poor mate selection. My dad was a waste man as well. Don't get it twisted. I ain't exempt from this. I ain't immune to this. Women do not know how to pick the right men. They pick men that your man Jay Wise wouldn't even want to speak to on the phone. I wouldn't even want that damn jackass phoning me. I wouldn't even want that moron having my number, let alone flipping making a copy of himself. How did you secure your social housing contract? Nah, I work for a company that has a social housing contract. So it's got nothing to do with me. Can you get interest only mortgages for buy to let? 99.9% of buy to let mortgages are interest only. See, I remember I actually made a video about this not too long ago. I'm saying, like, yo, you don't need to start trying to get more educated on mortgages. Stop, get off TikTok, stop doom scrolling, stop scrolling and just flicking through different videos and that. And why don't you try and like just educate yourself something about something that's more important than just watching silly videos on YouTube? You can Google this stuff. Google what's the difference between a buy to let and a residential and that, interest only versus capital repayment and that, and you will learn that, with buy to let properties, 99.9% of them are interest only. Now, you can get buy to let properties that are like interest only, but with a tiny bit of capital repayment. So let's say, yeah, the property is 125 grand, yeah, and you put down 25 grand and you borrow 100 grand from the bank. If it's interest only, then at the end of the 30-year or 20-year term, whatever, and that you still owe 100 grand. But if you do interest only plus a tiny bit of capital repayment, that 100 grand will go down. How much? I don't know. You'll have to check with the mortgage lender. Now, I don't know what particular mortgage lenders, allow you to do that, but there are. There are. So this person, hold on, scroll back up. This person, Joey, that's a female, but yeah, you have 2 pages. I've got 6 pages. Ain't 2 pages. I've got 6 pages. I've got 6 accounts. Trust me. I said, yo, I'm on tag. How much do you pay for service charge? The service charge for my properties are really cheap. It's like £45 every 2 months. So I don't even know. It's nothing. Like the fact that I can't remember, it's not much. Someone quoted me. I used to chat to a man. I don't chat to him no more. I said, yo, I'm on tag. Teach me. What do you want to learn? How much was the kitchen? I mean, to be fair, yeah, I said in one of the videos, it cost me about 1,500. We're like, oh, no way, it cost 1,500. Oh, maybe it was 2 grand. I don't know. I didn't all buy it at once. I bought it in drips and drabs and that. So, don't know how much it is. Oh, so you're an employed spa. Yeah, self-employed. This silent person asked, why are you so wise? The reason why I'm so wise is just because I'm an observant person and I read in between the lines. I'm not wise because I read the encyclopedia before I go to bed. I don't have the Oxford Dictionary under my pillow so that I can get knowledge and that in my sleep. No, I just watch, observe, and I read in between the lines and I ask myself, if I changed certain variables in this situation, would I have a different outcome? So funny enough, someone quoted me. I used to chat to a man, I don't chat to him no more. And I remember I had a man, not like that, yeah. One of my brethren, them, obviously, I live up in this Northampton area, but obviously I go down to Edmonton on the weekends and that. And apparently there was this big event happening in Northampton. It was in February of a particular year. Now in December, obviously 2 months before February, this person said, yo, there's a big event happening in February. What are you saying? Do you want to roll? And I said, I'm not interested. Like, oh, whatever kind of thing. It's like, what I'll do is I'll send you a flyer on that. I'm like, if you want to, I don't care, innit? Because this person knows I'm not a raver. I'm going to be 33 soon in about, I don't know, 17 days or something like that. I'm going to be 33 soon. I've probably been to about between minimum 10, maximum 15 raves in my life. So 15 nights out in my whole life, you know. I don't go out raving. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm not that sort of person. I like to be out, but I'm not a raver and that. So I don't go to clubs and that. So anyway, this person knowing that I don't go out and that, like this. Anyway, boom. So that was, let's say, first week of December. A few weeks later, they hit me up, I don't know, voicemail or something, voice note on WhatsApp. Yo, I'm gonna send you that flyer about that function, that thing that's going on in February. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be a big thing in there. I'm not interested, but anyway, whatever. Boom. And I clocked. So this is why I'm so wise. I clocked. This individual, more than likely, is only hitting me up because they're from London and they're driving all the way up to Northampton and they don't know anybody else in Northampton. This individual, what their plan is, they never confirmed this, but I'm the wise man. When you have a good grasp on human nature and you know what people are like and you know there's always ulterior motives, not bad, but you understand like, yeah, this person has some plans, yeah? I clocked. Because obviously this guy, he can get gal, yeah? So I clocked. Right, what he's planning to do is come up here from North London, meet a ting, and now we need somewhere to smash. Well, who else do we know that lives in Northampton apart from Jay Wise? Yeah. So what he was planning to do, this has never been confirmed, but I know this is the case. Planning to come up here, meet a gal, and probably bring them back to my yard. That's not happening. You're not just bringing some random girl back to my house to smash because obviously I've got a 3-bed house, I've got spare rooms. That's not happening. Now, I'll go and start around here. Yeah. So I clocked that was my man's motive in that. And the reason why I know this to be true is because, like I said about changing the variable and that, this individual, I guarantee you, yeah, if he had 5 other friends up in this Northampton area and they all had 3-bed houses with spare rooms and that, yeah, out of politeness, out of respect, he would probably say, yo, I'm going to be in the area, I'm at this function, come if you want. But he was very pushy. There was a lot of urgency behind it. Urgency that I've never seen in my life before. You see, remember, like I said, I go back on the weekends and that. This guy goes raving now and then. Magically, miraculously, he's never invited me in the last year and a half. He's never invited me out to any little raves that he's been to on the ends. But all of a sudden, it's the biggest event in Northampton. Oh yeah, I got to invite Jay. It's because he needed somewhere to take a girl back to. That's it. So this is why I'm a wise man. It's got nothing to do with algebra or fucking splitting atoms or mastering the English language or anything like that, or memorizing fucking encyclopedia backwards. No, I just look at a situation and I think to myself, I wonder if we change certain things, would we get a different outcome? Prime example, someone mentioned Nadia in the chat. So obviously, of recent, Nadia bought her first house, yeah? Now, prior to that, Nadia's got a friend who earns really good money. And over the last 4 years, Nadia's been telling her friend, buy a house, buy a house. Stop sitting on money, buy a house. And yeah, this friend's not really interested in buying a house. And this is what I'm saying, yeah, you need to watch the people around you. And when they start changing up what they're doing, you need to ask yourself why. This is why I'm the wise man. Because I always ask why. Why have they done this? There's a reason behind every and any action. I'm telling you. So anyway, she's been telling her friend for 4 years, buy a house, and her friends just brushed it off, changed the subject. So obviously, at some point, Nadia started looking at houses. Nadia's put down an offer on a house. Nadia has completed on a house. Like I said, this friend did not give 2 shits about buying a property. All of a sudden, as soon as Nadia's bought her own property and the friend has come round to see the property, within 30 days, 30 days, 4 years out of 4 years, the last 30 days, she's found the property and put down a deposit, put down an offer on the property. I guarantee you, if Nadia did not have her own house and that, I guarantee you this girl would not be going through the process of buying a property today. That's just what makes me the wise man. I just sit back. I don't even need to be involved in a situation. The situation don't have to happen to me. I can just sit back and just observe. The reason why she's putting down a deposit on a property and putting in an offer and wanting to buy a property is because she's feeling left behind by you. Like, for me personally, yeah, when I see things like that, I feel like, there's a difference between your friends motivating you to do better and you wanting to compete with them. That ain't like her friend motivating her to do better and that. Like, that's her friend trying to compete with her, 110%. Like, a friend motivating another friend to do better is, let's say, like, for example, yeah, someone lives in a house, like they own their own house and the kitchen's getting a bit older. Like, you know what, my friend's just bought a new kitchen and that. You know what, this has inspired me to, go and renovate my house, or renovate my kitchen and that. Yeah, but obviously to me, buying a house ain't a big thing because I bought 6 properties and that. But to the average human being, who the hell just makes a snap decision and buys a property just like that within 30 days? Your friend is in competition with you. And if you have friends, that have done things like this in the past, honestly, like, some people will miss it. I won't miss it. I don't miss nothing. I don't miss nothing. Yeah. You need to wake up. Wake up. There are people out here, they're trying to compete with you. And the most sinister thing about your friends trying to compete with you is this. Anybody that is trying to compete with you is slyly hoping for your downfall. When there's 2 boxers, who have got in the ring, when has both of them thought, I hope this person's in tip-top shape? Never. I hope this person gives me the best. I mean, maybe a man could feel like, I want him to give me a good fight and that, but he definitely don't want the other guy to win. No way. I guarantee you, what was it? Eubanks Jr. and Conor Benn? I guarantee you, whether it was Conor, whether it was Eubanks Jr., whether it was both of them, I guarantee you they was hoping for something bad to happen to the other person. I hope he gets a cold. I hope he didn't get as much sleep the night before. You saw it at the beginning of the Ben and Eubanks Jr. fight. Obviously, beforehand, there was a little bit of problems between Eubanks Jr. and Eubanks Sr. So obviously, Ben and his dad were just assuming, Eubanks Jr. is not going to have his father in his fighting corner. He's not going to have the support of his father in that. And obviously, they surprised everyone. And you saw the part of before the fight started where Ben and his dad were standing and they saw on the screen Eubanks Jr. coming out with Eubanks Sr. And you see the look of despair on his face. You see his mouth drop. If his mouth didn't drop, you could definitely see it in his eyes and that. Because he doesn't want his opponent to have any advantages. He doesn't want his opponent to have a high spirit. He's hoping for the downfall of his opponent. You think, yeah, when Arsenal get on the pitch with Tottenham, do you think they're hoping? Yes, I hope Tottenham are in tip-top shape tonight. Or are you hoping they have a few red cards? Are you hoping that a few of them pull a few muscles on the pitch? They're hoping for their downfall. So if you've got friends competing with you, just know on Sly, they're hoping for your downfall. Go watch those people there, man. Drop them out. Drop them blood clot out. Anyway, back to the comments. Big up T-Money for sharing the live. T-Money said you look stressed. Nah, man, nah. The hair's looking thin, you stressed. Nah, it's getting old, man. I'm gonna be 33 soon, man. Hello, do you mentor by any chance for Airbnb? No, I'm still learning Airbnb myself, so I can't really mentor on Airbnb. I'll wait till I've, become competent in it first, and then I'll start to. Oh, yeah, you see the shoot here, yeah? Big up Asher Gleam. He asked me, did you grow up in Edmonton? Yeah, you're Edmonton Ute as well. I think you even went to my primary school, Rude Boy. I'm sure. Look, is he still in the chat? Asher Gleam, let me know if he's still in the chat, yeah? I think he went to my primary school. I don't forget faces, Tell me he's still in the chat, because obviously I was talking for so long. But yeah, Asher Gleam, I remember him from Edmonton. I've seen him about. I don't really forget faces like that. Apparently, he's kind of like famous. Someone called Learn Lingala just came into the chat. Or came into the live. Big up Learn Lingala. Big up the Lingala man then. Big up my Angolan and my Congolese brothers. Top G's joined. Big up Lano J. Right, let me see these comments now. Oh, I think that Asher Gleam person's disappeared, man. They bounced still. But yeah, that Asher Gleam guy, he's definitely from Edmonton. I've seen him. I've seen him about. I think he even went to my primary school. He's like a year or two younger than me, maybe 2 years, maximum 1 year younger than me. I don't know why this quality is like that. Like it's almost like not a filter, but it's weird. So JY is more down payment or less with higher mortgage payment? I mean, me personally, yeah, don't think of it as a higher mortgage payment than that, because there's always going to be some higher mortgage payment. So Joe, if I was you, just put down the bare minimum. Put down 10%. Maybe don't put down 5%, because then your mortgage is going to be a bit higher. But just put down 10%, man. Don't be trying to put down. There's people on a residential property trying to put down 20%. So let's say, for example, the property is worth 200 grand, yeah? You have to put down a 10% deposit typically, yeah? Which is 20 grand. There's people putting down 40 grand. No, don't do that. Don't put down any more you need to. There was a guy that bought a property for like 300 grand. This was on TikTok. I remember I commented on his video. He bought the property was worth 300 grand. He put down like 85 grand. I come in the comments and like, yo, why did you do that? Why would you put down 85 grand on a property that's worth 300? No, put down 30 grand, which is 10%. And then you see that remaining money. Yeah, so let's say, for example, you put down 30 grand, which is 10% of the 300, as opposed to putting down 85 grand in that. Well, you've now got a difference of like 55 grand. Use that money to go and buy a buy-to-let property. Doesn't make no sense. You're going to put all that money down. Why? Oh, wow. So your mortgage payments are usually 700. Now you've knocked them down to £350 a month. Fam, if £350 a month is big money for you that you need to save on that, I'm pissed off now. I mean, so Joey's talking about, what about the legal fees? Just think about legal fees being about £2 grand. That's it. 10%, I'm saving for 20%. Nah, man, just put down the 10%, man. So someone said, who did you do your apprenticeship with? I done it with Haringey Council. The same person said, you're always, well, always on Lordship Lane. Who? Me? Someone said, is Nadia around? Nah, she's not about no more, you know. Ah, so, okay, so this Joe Goldberg person said, I'm from Edmonton as well, which is why I find you more interesting. I can relate. Yeah, man. Big you up. Big up the Edmonton man name still. Where you from? N18 or N9? Be careful. Be careful what you say now. This life might disappear from you only. Is it too late to start level 2 electrical installation at 19? No. Listen, I started my apprenticeship when I was 19. I started at level 3, but okay, it's 1 year difference in that. Nah, man, it's never too late. Listen, you're not fucking 70 years old, man. You're only 19, man. That's nothing. Obviously, you know, you want to start when you're 16. You want to start as early as possible. But yeah, man. Right. Someone said, you reckon roofing is a good trade? Look, man. Would I want my son to be a roofer? No. Now, is the money good? Probably. But like, I feel like I don't know, innit? But I feel like the work is limited in that. You don't need to start trying to use your brain more, man. What was the point of going to school if you're just going to become a roofer? What was the point? Literally, that job there is solely hands-on. What was the point, man? Obviously, the main thing is, yeah, you want to work a job that's going to pay you a decent amount of money so that you can save that money and make investments that are going to bring you back a return. Or else, it doesn't matter what your profession is. You can be an accountant. You're always going to be an accountant until the day you retire. You don't want to be working. You don't need to work until the day you retire. You could, if you do your thing properly, now you can retire at the age of 40, 45 years old. 30, yeah? There's a youth called Ahmed Khan. He's financially, when I say retire, I mean financially free. There's a youth called Ahmed Khan. He's like 26, 27. He's financially free a couple of years ago from property and that. He knows more than me. So, yeah, man. But big up Joel for liking the live. I think he said he's from N9 as well. Yeah. Is it still possible to get an apprenticeship at 23? Yeah. Someone said, I knew you would say that. Yeah, of course, man. Respect, talking some hard facts. Yeah. One video that is capturing a lot of attention. You don't know. Someone put down in the chat what video is capturing a lot of attention at the moment. Obviously, my video, obviously. Let's see. Obviously, to be fair, you lot can't see the notifications that I see, obviously. So maybe you lot might not know. No, not even that, you know. Yeah. So AT said the stepfather video. Yes. Lloyd said the Sadia Khan video. No. But obviously, when I first came across Sadia Khan, and I'm not just, listen, you know me, I keep it 100. When I first came across Sadia Khan, I thought she was full of shit. Not what she was saying. Anybody, yeah, can go onto YouTube, listen to a few red pill videos and that, and understand that this actually makes sense. Download it into their brain and then copy and paste. Yeah. So what she was saying, I didn't think she was full of shit. I just felt like the way she came across was like she was kind of like a bit like full of shit, like almost like she was fake, not in what she was saying. I don't know. You know, it couldn't be something so stupid, yeah. Like even the way, yeah, the way she used to move her lips when she used to speak, or she speaks. So basically, yeah, this is one thing that like um, people are taught when people are trained on how to speak well or how posh people speak, whichever way you want to kind of like look at it, is when they speak, they don't really move their mouth, like they don't like move their mouth much. Yo, that is not normal to people. Yeah? And this chick here, no, this I don't know any, but she probably just grew up just like everybody else and that. So I feel like she's trying to put on a fake persona. So yeah, for me personally, I thought she was full of shit. But then there did come a time I did see a couple of her videos, and I'm like, yeah, I think she's cool on that. But yeah, from when I came across her at first, I thought she was full of shit. To be fair, if you watch her videos and that, when she speaks, she doesn't really move her mouth much, and that like that is not normal. That is not normal. I said, JYs, you need to reach Turkey. What about the guy that passed away that went to Turkey? I know you don't like my content that much. Jesus Christ, man. So the guy said, I found her attractive. No. Don't get it twisted. Sadia Khan is pretty. Yeah. Sadia Khan is up there. Yeah. Me, I just call it how I see it. So I believe, she was speaking facts, but people can just learn this off the internet. And I do still think she's pretty. That doesn't take away anything about her looks. But I just thought she was kind of like full of shit, like a bit fake. That's it. That's it. But you know what? 99.9% of the gal that are fake. Everything fake. Hair, eyelashes, eyebrows, fucking see, fake up, yeah? Nails, everything fake. Even their height is fake. You are 5'6". Why do you need to walk around like you're 6'1"? Everything is fake. Someone said, do you know Collingtree, my boy? Yeah, it's NN4 or NN7, one of the two. But it's in Northampton. Yeah, I've done, there's like one or two little council houses, but there's like one road where there's like council flats up there or something like that. So I've been there a couple of times. Oh, and there's a place called Tom's Close. Tom's Court and Tom's Close. NN4, Collingtree. I've been over there. Don't know if you know what that is. Bro, I'm 23. Thoughts on going into engineering apprenticeship? Am I cooked? I mean, better late than never, man. This person said, "Yeah, I live near Tom's Close still." Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, every now and like once every 5 months, I will go down there. You're saying you're from the ends though. What is NN4 ends? But yeah, obviously I'm up in Northampton as well. Would you consider yourself rich yet, or are you close? No, I'm not. I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I'm just more than comfortable, I'm not rich yet. You don't need to get. You don't need to. You don't need Turkey. You can get PRP. That's the injections, isn't it? Oh, you're from Hackney. Okay, it's from Hackney. Where in Hackney are you from? Stoke Newton. Okay. Yeah, I used to go down to Stoke Newton, you know. So there's one estate called Shakespeare. I used to go down there. My girl cousin is from there, and then I made a friend up there. So I used to go down there. Yeah, I remember going down to Stoke Newton for the first time. I was 15 years old. And obviously I'm from Edmonton. So my girl cousin said, come down to my estate in Stoke Newton. So it's just one bus, a 149, yeah? So she met me by Stoke Newton station. Yo, when I was 15, I phoned my cousin and I said, when I come down, meet me at the bus stop. Because I'm just thinking, yo, Stoke Newton, this is Stoke Newton back then. I'm talking 07 times, yeah? Just gonna get off the bus and someone's gonna try to stick it on me and that. So at least if I'm with my girl cousin from the ends and that, like, get me. And my girl cousin, like, big up Sharina. She's feminine, but like, I don't want to say she's like mandem, you understand? But like, she understands. She's from the ends and that. Like, literally, I even linked up with her the other day. We went out for a meal, and yeah, me and her just pretty much talking about the roads and that. But she don't come across masculine, nothing like that. She actually comes across feminine, but she grew up on the ends, literally. She grew up on the ends. You know about Wells Street, sides of Hackney? Yeah. One of my cousins is from Frampton. Yeah. One of my cousins from Frampton. Remsen. Is Remsen the guy from N18, the grime artist, yeah? I'm sure he used to spit with Black the Ripper, innit? But anyway, the title of this live on YouTube is No Man Who Leads So Many Would Kneel So Quickly. So there was a chick that came underneath that video where I was talking about the stepfathers and that. And this chick was saying, because obviously I'm saying no man of value or no man, you know, would have his own property and then move a woman with her 2 or 3 kids into his house. So this chick has said, my man, he paid for my tummy tuck, he paid for my BBL. That was in one comment. And then in another comment, the comment that I actually responded to, she said, my man, he moved my 2 kids into his house. And then they split up for a little bit. He was still paying the rent. And then something else about paying the rent. He gave me the rent money for a year or something like that. So I started off the video by saying, no man who leads so many will kneel so quickly. Basically, that's a quote from the Superman movie, Superman #2. Obviously, after this, because you're going to stay until the end of the live, obviously, you can go and watch that video on JY's TV, the regular, just standard account. Basically, in the film Superman #2, the 3 people turn up. So if you've ever seen Superman #2, it's the one with the 3 people. They come to planet Earth and they're just on pure badness and that. They break into the White House in the main office where the president would be. And when they pull up and that, people start shooting at them and the bullets are deflected. So they kind of just cease fire. They realize this ain't going nowhere, anything. Boom. So anyway, there's one guy that's sitting down in the main seat. So you just assume he's the president, right? The main guy out of the 3 people, the villains, his name is Zod. He said, are you the president? And the guy said, yes, I'm the president. He said, stand up. So the guy stood up. The guy allegedly is in his own office. Yeah. That's like a man coming into your yard and telling you to stand up. That's like a man coming into your yard and telling you what to do. And to be fair, that's probably why the tenants get pissed off with me. Because when I go to the tenants' houses and they start smoking cigarette or weed in front of me, I ask them, do you mind putting the cigarette away? And 95% of people are cool with it. And 3% of people are like, yeah, all right, then cool. And then 2% are like, nah, you're not telling me what to do in my house. And so I guess I'm like Zod, yeah? So anyway, boom. So he said, who's the president? The guy said, I'm the president. He said, stand up. So the guy got out of the president's seat and stood up. And he said, come around here. So he walked around the desk and he said, kneel before me right now. Kneel before Zod. And he kneeled. And he said, you're not the president. No man who leads so many would kneel so quickly. No man who truly considers himself to be, I don't want to use high value male, but you understand, like considers himself to be that guy, considers himself to be a competent individual, considers himself to be top tier, would ever take on a single mom with a couple of kids and that, and then pay for a fucking BBL and tummy tuck? That means she is up here, and if she is up here, that means he's observing and worshiping from a place down here. 110%. No guy of value, because it's all about scale and relativity. If the guy was a multi-millionaire, then yeah, cool. If you want to pay for your girl's BBL and tummy tuck, then fine. But more than likely, this guy earns maximum. I'm just gonna be extra out here and say he earns maximum of 100 grand. But let's say he earns between 0 to 150 grand. That ain't rich. So he was really pushing on that. When a guy is doing too much for a girl, that lets me know you're down here and she's up here. No guy that sees the chick as an equal, let alone beneath him, would ever do that much for a girl. No way. No way. No way. And he ain't even breeded it, I don't think. Man, imagine investing that much into a chick, tummy tuck and a BBL, and you ain't even breeding the girl. What are you doing? What are you doing, fam? You're just throwing money down the fucking drain. And I guarantee in situations like that, the girl is just giving him pure attitude and pure verbal, pure disrespect. Pure disrespect. There's no way a chick like that could ever respect a man highly. No way. No way. And the thing is, a situation like that, a man will make it extremely hard to walk away. Because, listen, when it comes to relationships and that, when people walk away and part ways, for the most part, the person that's been investing a lot in, whether it was their time, money, whatever, and that, they're going to think, I've done all of that for you to end things or for us to split up and that. If you've had a car in the past and you've put money upon money upon money into this car, you're not going to want to let the car go because you've seen how many years you've had the car, how much money you spent on the car. You're not going to want to let the car go. It's the same thing with a relationship, especially a relationship. A lot of men are emotional in that. Yeah. So a man's not going to let a girl go like that. And women, they will test your blood clot. They don't care if you're a bad man. You could be known for slapping people over and the chick will still test you. I've seen it. I watched a documentary about Ukrainian prisons, yeah? And there was one guy, he was known for sending 20 women on a first-class ticket to heaven. This guy is like 70 years old. Guess what? He's 70 years old. He's never getting released from prison. He actually has a girlfriend that's like 22 years old. And she is the more dominant one in the relationship. Like, yo, obviously, I understand, women need to test men to see how much of a gangster you are. And I'm not talking about being bad on road, like how tough you are now. But yo, the guy has slapped over 20 chicks. I mean, I'm sure he's proved himself to be a serious man. You understand? A chick like that will still test you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I guarantee you, that chick there, the one with the BBL on the tummy tuck, I promise you, she has all the power and all the leverage in the relationship. Someone said, what's the biscuits of today, of the day? Earlier it was some ginger nuts. And to be fair, I need to make a cup of tea actually. You just reminded me. Earlier it was some ginger nuts at the other house. I don't know what's at this house. I'm gonna say why for ginger nuts. Let me see if there's any more. See what we got in here. Tiny bit of a pack left. Probably about 6 or 7 in there. Got some Marylands. Boxing biscuits, malted milk, shortcake, and some rich tea fingers as well. So yeah, me, I like to eat tea and biscuits and that. See, just trying to show you, look, yo, I am human, just like you, look. You know, I get up. I don't want to get up in the mornings. Oh, today, man, I woke up at 9 a.m. That was beautiful, boy. It was a late one. Yeah, woke up at 9 a.m. Yeah, I get up. You know, to be fair, I don't even eat breakfast. I usually have one meal a day. One meal a day. Yeah, yeah, man. I'm a normal human being. I like to eat sweets. I like to eat, yeah, drink fizzy drinks and that. So someone said, man, like Jay was always talking the real shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, man. Man said, what kind of jeans is that? These are these are just some tracksuit bottoms with paint all over them. I was doing some painting at the other house today, so that's why I still got paint on me. So obviously, this T-shirt has had paint on it for months. So, but yeah, doing some painting. Trust me. Yeah, I take this painting thing seriously. You know, there was one time a couple of weeks ago, man, they strip off, paint the house naked. You know, don't play with me. You know, nothing. Yeah. Take the work seriously. I said, you and Bounce got the same hairline. I said, you ain't no painter, you know. Yeah, I ain't no professional painter. And quite frankly, I wouldn't want to be a professional painter. I paint with a toothbrush, you know. Yeah, that's a punishment there, boy. So this person has made a good point. They said you always bash council houses, yet you go to one every other weekend. How ironic. So basically what they're saying is you talk down on council houses, but then you go back to your mum's house, that's a council house. Yeah. Listen, I can't help my origin. I can't help my past. But what I can do is determine, what I can do is make sure I have a good and fruitful future in that. So it's not my fault that my mum didn't put in the work. What's that got to do with me? It's got nothing to do with me. My children's future has something to do with me, yeah. But my past, the world that my mum brought me into, it's not my fault. I'm sure we all want to be born to millionaires and billionaires and that. Well, only 0.001% of the world's population will be born to a millionaire or a billionaire. They did not make that decision themselves. Ivy Blue or whatever you want to call themselves, and all the Kardashian, Pitney them and that, they were fortunate enough to be born to whatever the sisters' names are and that, you're all billionaires and millionaires. They never chose that. Yeah, they must look in the mirror and think, I am fucking lucky, boy. So yeah, it's not my fault. But that's the thing. I'm not gonna make any allowances and be like, oh well, yeah, I'll just let my mum off and that. Nah. Ah, these have gone off. Yeah, these have gone off. Oh, have you ever advised your mum that it's not too late to put the work in? Yeah. Hey. Right, so this Joel Morgan said, you see my question. Listen, if you want me to see your question, send in a fucking super chat. Right. What do you think about going to zero after putting down your deposit? Shouldn't you have a buffer even after the legal fees? I mean, yeah, you want to have $2,000 left over. Right? But like, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, like, yo, this is why, yeah, we obviously, what they call it, hindsight 22, whatever, and that. This is why, yeah, we should have parents that are fucking patterned in that. Because you, as a young person, should be able to buy your first house or your fourth house. And you know what? Maybe you didn't do your calculations properly and that, or something come up that you didn't anticipate, and you paid all the fees that you had to pay in order to secure this property and that, so legal fees, stamp duty and that, and now you're left with a couple of £100 or even £0 0 pence. You should be able to go to your mum or dad and say, Mum, Dad, just let me £4,000 just in case, yeah? Or do you have £4,000 on standby that I can have just in case? They should have £4,000 on standby just in case. Because right now I've got more than £4,000 on standby just in case. I don't have no kids there. So this is what I'm saying, yeah. Parents are just on a joke thing. How can you not have £4,000, £5,000? How can you not have £10,000 to just give your son or your daughter? And this is what I'm saying, yeah. I spoke about this maybe in a live. Don't think I spoke about this in a video. Sure, I spoke about this in a live, but I'll say it. Man, them especially, you need to watch your father. Yeah. If your father's still about, I want you to watch and observe your father and ask yourself, what is this guy doing to make his life better? What is this guy doing to make our family life better? And that? I don't give a fuck, because he should be working a 9 to 5 regardless. But what is he doing after that 9 to 5? What is he doing between 6 and 10 p.m.? I did definitely speak about this in a live stream, maybe a video, because I remember I was saying, yeah, the man's either drinking, smoking, or playing video games and watching TV. Your dad is doing one of those 4 things if he's at home. He's either sitting on the sofa playing video games, sitting on the sofa watching TV, smoking, or drinking. You need to ask yourself, why is this guy not out trying to make some money? Why do I even see this guy? See, that's how I know your dad is not important. Important men, they're not sitting at home drinking, smoking, watching TV, or playing video games. Important men don't do that. Me, I'm not going to say, oh, you know, I'm important like that. But I'm a busy man. I don't sit, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't watch TV, and I don't play video games. When am I going to stay at this house tonight? No, I'm going to go and stay at the other house tonight because I want to have a shower before I go to bed. Because there's no bathtub in this house. Yeah. So I shower at the other house. I don't even shower here. The other house, there's no TV. They don't need don't need no TV. Do you think I watch TV? I ain't got time to watch TV. But if I did stay at this house, the only time the TV comes on is when I put on running bath water. I like to listen to running bath water when I go to sleep. That's it. That's it. Yesterday, I was doing my paperwork. I'm not going to sit in silence, am I? So I was doing my paperwork and I put on some, I'm not going to say the person's name, but the bald head with the glasses that's always talking about the Matrix. And anytime I mention his name, I seem to get blocked and banned and that. So yeah, I was watching some of his old vlogs. He had like his own TV series, but his own YouTube channel before. That's it. Right. Right. Big up also so you're Keely. Yeah, big up for the follow. Someone said, how much you bench? I mean, minimum I could bench definitely 60, including the bar. 25 on each side, which is 70. Yeah, I should be able to do that. But anything above that, nah. I don't push weights like that. Forex trading. I mean, I'm aware of this person. I've definitely seen this person like maybe follow or like a video or something. Yeah, big up Forex trading. Well, not really, not really, but yeah, big you up still, but not really. Yeah, I ain't got much. I ain't got that. The only thing I got against trading is this. I have not got a problem with young people wanting to trade. I'm just saying they should do it on the side. My problem with trading is this. Young people will observe their older cousin who went to uni or some other family members or older people around them and think to themselves, well, they're in a dead-end job, or this person went to uni, they didn't get a job in their field because they're not ambitious, and then they started doing trading and allegedly they're making a bit of money in that. So you know what? Forget getting a trade, forget getting a skill, forget getting educated, I'm going to do trading. No, get your trade, education, or skill, and then do the trading thing on the side. And if the trading thing really takes off, then fine. Abort mission on your education, trade, or skill if it really takes off. The problem is people are lazy. Guys don't want to sit down in a classroom for 3 to 4, 5 years. But if you're on the road doing foolishness and doing nonsense, if you're selling things you're not supposed to be selling, if you're constantly looking over your shoulder and that, your head's on a swivel from the police and that. Listen, let me explain something to you right now, yeah? In this life, at some point, you're going to have to sit down for 3 to 5 years. That can be by way of a classroom or by way of a jail cell. So if you want to be doing things you're not supposed to be doing on road, well, fine. At some point, yeah, the clock is ticking. Your time is running out, yeah? And you're going to be doing that 3 to 5 years. So if I was you, I would sit down in the classroom for 3 to 5 years. There's a youth. He was from like Broadwater Farm. He went to go and rob a youth, yeah? Took his phone, poked him in the leg. The youth is no longer here. He's been packed. Now, you have to ask yourself, yeah, how much was this guy going to sell this phone for? £300? You can earn £300 in a day as an electrical tester. So he was going to shop that phone for £300. I know he wasn't going to make no more money that day, maybe, but he's going to sell that phone for £300. Then what? But instead, obviously, he probably didn't get a hold of the phone. I don't know. I probably didn't get the phone, regardless of whether we sold the phone or not. This guy is sitting down in prison on an MS charge, yeah, manslaughter, yeah, over a fucking mobile phone. All because he couldn't be able to sit down in the classroom for 3 to 5 years. So then you end up spending 12 years in prison on a manslaughter charge and robbery charge. Done. Armed robbery and manslaughter. All for a £300 phone. You can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. Yeah. He said long. This thing is long. I know, man. In and out of prison. At some point, yeah, there are guys that have done so much jail time, i.e., couple 2 years here and there, a year on remand here and there, couple recalls and that. It adds up. Certain men have been in and out of jail so many times for so long, they can say, do you know what? I've done about 9.5 years in jail. I've done basically a decade of my life in jail. Not at once. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I thought the live was going to cut out where it wants me to do some stupid puzzle thing or something just to check I'm not a bot one. It's not a pre-recorded live. That's what people do. But yeah, there's certain man in and out of jail so much. You know, they're doing their little remands. They get recalls. They get proper sentences, whether it's 2 or 5 years and that. And they look at all the time that they spent. And like, bro, I've actually spent a decade of my life behind the iron door. And they can only even be 40 years old, 50 years old, 10 years of your life. I mean, I don't give a fuck if I live to 200. I would never want to look back and think I spent a decade of my life in jail. Nah. Big up my like those, Sir David. So yeah, you got to sit down in the classroom or sit down in a prison cell. It's up to you. One of them is going to happen. 99.9% of man will end up having to sit down behind an iron door if they don't sit down in the classroom and humble themselves. But to be fair, when I first came out of prison, so basically in prison, I don't know what it's like in an adult jail and that, but I'm assuming it's the same thing. Before you get released, you sit down with like the internal probation officer. So mine was some young chick. I don't know how old she was. But at the time I was 18. She was a lot older than me. And the way I was going on, just yeah, just being a damn jackass and that. She was like, I'm giving you 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and you're gonna be back in this prison. Well, what? Boom. 15 years later, yeah, still ain't back. Was it 14 years later? Still didn't go back to prison and that. So I'm fortunate in that way. But when I first came out of prison, I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to go back to prison, you know. I was like, yeah, I'll go back, no problem. I remember even my first week back, I beat up some man on my estate, and then the community people were running after me. They were running up to the sea because obviously they see people fighting and that. I had to bust out because I'm thinking, shit, I'm gonna get recalled back to prison because when you come out, you're on license. And if I went back to prison as well, if I went back to prison whilst I was on license, if I got recalled, I wouldn't have got the apprenticeship. There would probably be no JY. Imagine that. Man, where would you not be without JY? Man said, I'm back, my bro. I'm saving 2,100 a month, 27, living with the parents. It's over for me. Is it over for me? No. You're saving 2,100 a month. What are you talking about? Life is just beginning, motherfucker. Even I ain't saving £2,000 a month. I don't even know where the fuck my money goes, you know. Man said, drop some North London unknown stories, unknown road stories. I'm trying to think. There's stories. I'm thinking of stories. I just don't want to say them. Yeah, there's stories. I just don't want to say. I said do MPK. I mean, I ain't got no stories on MPK. You know, I mean, I had a fight with 2 youths from MPK one time. One of them, he broke my jaw. That's it. But these are my age. I think one of them even got deported from. I think one of them got deported back to Jamaica. If you lot can guess the person that got deported back to Jamaica from MPK, then I'll tell the story. But to be fair, I've told you not the story already. I'll just say the person. I'll confirm whether or not it's the person. You lot have heard the story already anyway. I said Poppy. No, that youth there's from Ghana, isn't he? Yeah, I'm sure that Poppy youth's an African youth, man. This person's Jamaican. To be fair, I thought he was Congolese. I didn't even think he was Jamaican until I heard he apparently got deported. But that's a digger dude. Press 1 in the chat if you heard of a guy called Revenge 24. Nah, hard palm done. Nah, I think he's even Ghanaian as well. Yeah, man. RIP Revenge 24. Obviously, he was Pyro and that, so you know, it's not on my team. But yeah, I remember when I found out that he passed away, man. Like I think I was 17 at the time, so this would have been like 2010. That story there went around town, and yeah. He was up there. He was highly rated in Tottenham, and definitely obviously in Tiverton, where them Pyro youths are from it. But yeah, RIP Revenge 24. Obviously, I didn't know him like that. I just see him one time, but I remember when it happened. But I met the youth that actually done it, you know. Yeah, I met the youth that actually done it. I can't remember what his fucking name is, but I bumped into him in Feltham still. What college course did you do when you were young? So I've done electrical installation. Man said your teeth are white. Why for that? I mean, I brush my teeth. Do you know what? Yeah, I've been a bit lazy, you know. Before there was a period every day, twice a day, morning and night. Obviously, I brush my teeth in the morning. Yeah. I drink tea. Apparently, that might be able to stain your teeth. But yeah, I don't drink coffee. I'm sure cigarettes must stain your teeth because you're allowing smoke to go through your grill. You know what I mean? Whether it's weed or cigarettes and that. And I don't drink coffee. Don't drink alcohol. I don't drink anything that's probably gonna be, gonna stain your teeth and that. Now some people might say, "Oh, tea will stain your teeth and that." Maybe the reason why my teeth look so bright and white is maybe because the laptop's there, so it's shining a bit of light on it. I don't know. But yeah, this person said Cash-tastic. No, not Cash-tastic. Cash-tastic's from Peckham. No, I'm talking about MPK. You know, Prophet from N15. Nah. JYs, you don't cook. I mean, I cooked a whole chicken the other day. JY speaking nothing but facts. That's why I'm the wise man. Are you dating a Muslim? Nah. I mean, obviously, I've seen, do you know what? Yeah, on road, yeah, I've seen some nice chicks. Like, you know, I know they're Muslim because they're wearing hijab. Yeah. So I've seen some nice chicks, but I'll never approach them, you know, because obviously I'm assuming they are a virtuous woman. So I'm assuming, you know, in order for me to get what I want, I'm gonna need to propose to them and put a ring on it. So I'm assuming they're not on that, so I just leave them alone. I've never approached a girl that I know is a Muslim because I know they're not on what I'm on, so I just leave them to it. Now, if I was on marriage and that, if I was on no smacks before marriage and that, then yeah, I would approach them and that. But I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna waste their time. So I just leave them to it. But I see some nice ones. Where it doesn't matter where they're from. They could be, you know, Arab or Somalian, wherever and that. I've seen some nice ones, but I never approach them because I just think to myself, they're not on what I'm on. So there's no point wasting either of us time. Just no point. And this person said, "Oh, you just want a G." It's not that. I'm not waiting 1 year. I'm not getting married just for that. No way. No way. So yeah, that's the reason why I never approach any of them. It's not even about approaching them. Like, let's say I don't know, I was at a workplace and you know, it was a girl that I considered to be, you know, an orthodox Muslim, like, you know, following the rule book and that. I wouldn't. I wouldn't because, you know, and the thing is as well, a lot of Muslims as well, they want you to convert. I'm not they want you to revert, convert, whatever you want to call it. I'm not doing it. I am an atheist and I will always be a non-believer. So you're not converting me, no way. You're not reverting me. I'm not going to start believing in nah. So because I heard a lot of people have said, yeah, that like, yo, if a chick gets with a Muslim or a guy gets with a Muslim girl, whatever, it doesn't matter. The family want you to convert. Nah, I'm not converting. And these are people who are Christians. I'm not even talking about people who are atheists. I talk about these are people who are Christians will get with a Muslim and the family want you to revert. No, it's not happening. Listen, they could not get me to revert in prison. Had it? You think they're gonna get me to revert because of a gal? No way. No way. If I did not revert in prison, I am not reverting on road. No, it's not happening. Did you used to be Christian? I mean, yeah, but that's just because of I'll just call that my default religion. Because obviously I'm born in the UK. Yeah, Christianity is my default religion. See, this is one thing you need to understand about religion and why people subscribe to certain religions. Certain people feel like, oh yeah, I'm such and such Muslim because, you know, it's the divine being above has selected me to follow this faith. No, the reason why you are Muslim is because you're from the Middle East. The reason why you're a Hindu is because you're from a certain region in India. The reason why you're a Sikh is because you're from the Punjab region. The reason why you're fucking Catholic is because you're from Northern Ireland or Southern Ireland. It's got nothing to do with, the special one above has nominated you to be a... No, it's because of what region you are from. Because it's funny, isn't it? A lot of people from the same region all seem to believe in the same thing. Yeah, so people you need to check your beliefs in that. Do I believe in X? Is it because everyone around me believes in X? People, believe, oh yeah, it's because of, what country I live in, why I believe in X. No, it could just be the period of time in the world as well, you know. You see, if you live in Scotland right now, or Sweden or whatever, yeah, you might believe in Christianity or whatever, innit? Yeah, go back 2,000 years, you would have believed in Thor, the thunder god or whatever. So it might not even be the geographical location. You can keep the geographical location the same, but then just roll back the clock 2,000 years and now you're believing in something else. Listen, right now, there's a bunch of people in England that still believe in Christianity and Catholicism, Let's roll the clock forward 1,000 years. Everyone in England will now believe in Islam, So, England will become a Muslim state soon. You watch. You watch. The head of London is Muslim. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm just saying what I see. The head of London is Muslim. What do you think of Sikhism? I mean, I don't really know about Sikhism too tough. Obviously, my first girlfriend was a Sikh. Obviously she was a Sikh because of her geographical location or, her family upbringing and that. She wasn't no traditional Sikh. I mean, yeah, she used to wear the bangle thing, but she didn't walk around with the 5Ks. She did not wait till marriage. I reckon, you see, out of everyone in every religion, I reckon you probably only got about 5% or 10% that actually take this thing seriously. So, certain religions say no drinking and that. Well, there's a lot of people in that religion that do drink. I'm assuming every religion, and obviously at the time when the holy books and the scriptures were written, there was no weed about. But, you got to interpret it and, use your brain. And you ask yourself, okay, would Jesus do this? No, he should be doing it. But yeah, there's people that are doing things they're not supposed to be doing in that. You're in a gang and that. I'm sure in the holy book, it wouldn't want you to be in a gang. I'm sure in the holy book here, it would want you to fucking stay in school as well. You know what I mean? I'll say, JY, you're moving country. Yeah, moving to Turkey. When did you become Imam in the mosque in prison? Joker. Yeah, you're really cut off the Tash. Also, we're living in a Muslim empire. I've got 6 houses and struggling. Struggling for what? But yeah, I'm just trying to get this account to 10,000 followers and that, so I can start making some money from this account as well. Bro, will you do electrics in Turkey? No. $22K at 20, is that good? What do you think? Inshallah, you marry a Turkish woman. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mediterranean, yeah, Turkish, Kurdish, yeah. I'll definitely get with a Kurdish girl. Definitely get with a Kurdish girl. Them Kurdish girls, the Kurdish people, they are clean people. They keep their houses clean and spotless. Like, I appreciate that so much. I went to a girl's house the other day, So when I was going there, I'm thinking, please don't make this house dirty because I don't know this girl from nowhere. But luckily, the house was clean. So you just don't know, because obviously I go to people's houses for a living, so I'm used to going to dirty houses, and that's what I was thinking. Hope this girl's house is not dirty. You mean Turkish Kurdish? I mean, I'm just saying Kurdish in general, isn't it? Like Kurdish chicks, but Kurdish people, their houses are clean and tidy. You can eat your food off their floor. So, like, imagine like, if I have a child with a girl, I want, when the child goes to grandma's house, I want the child to go to a clean house. I don't want my child to be in filth. I don't want to feel like I need to wash my child when they get through my front door afterwards, because I don't want them bringing the dirt back into my house. Crazy, man. Some people are just nasty. Obviously, my house is a construction site right now, but even my kitchen floor, you can eat your food off of my floor. And I don't live dirty. I'm the cleanest guy you will ever meet. I've had people come to my yard, especially like the other house. Yeah, the one where I used to do all the videos over the last few years. And people used to walk and be like, wow, it's so clean. Yeah. I remember before, yeah, when I was trying to get new tenants into that house, so I was doing viewings, yeah, these Polish women came in, yeah. Polish people are quite clean as well, yeah. Definitely cleaner than British people. If I had 10 houses that I'm going to go to, 10 houses are British houses and 10 houses are 10 houses are Polish houses, I guarantee you the Polish houses will be cleaner every single time. Every single time. Every single time. So anyway, these Polish women came over, they're like 45 years old. So anyway, obviously we're standing in the kitchen, we're talking, and I must have said something about yeah, the way I keep the house clean, because they mentioned about the house being clean. Because I said I actually live here. Like, I'm not just doing viewings here. I actually live here. This is my house. I will be leaving soon, but I actually live here. They was like, oh, you know, you keep the house clean and that. I'm like, yeah. Do you know why? Because I take my shoes off outside, and obviously I clean the house often. And they were saying that, yeah, something about the carpet on the stairs. And I was like, you know, the carpet on the stairs and in the living room, because it's the same carpet that's on the stairs in the living room. I was like, take a guess how old the carpet is. But they said about a year old. I was like, that carpet's 4 years old. They was like, no way. Yeah. The carpet's 4 years old. It looked brand new. Even that stupid girl that I had to evict from the property and that, she thought the carpet was brand new. No, the carpet's 4 years old. This is what happens when you take the shoes off outside. Stop being fucking lazy. Stop being a tramp wearing trainers in your house. Crazy. Obviously, this house is a construction site. Be like this for a fucking year, man. Anyway, I wear trainers around here now because obviously I've been doing a bit more work and that. But in the kitchen, I don't wear trainers. Socks only in the kitchen. I kick off the sliders outside. So someone said Polish women love yardies for sure. Do you know what? I find the Polish girls more go for African, man, you know. I see a lot of like Eastern Europeans, maybe not Polish, but like if you come across like a chick that's like from Hungary or somewhere, like they'll always get brewed up by some Nigerian or something like that. Is it true if someone, big up Jada, is it true if someone claiming housing benefit, it's harder for them to move from council to private? Obviously, I released a video about this earlier, so I don't know if maybe you're going off of that, but like me personally, I'm not taking no one in that is on benefits and that. But allegedly, you can't refuse people legally if they're on benefits. You can't stop them from renting your property if they're on benefits. Hell fucking yeah, I can. There's been plenty of people. They phone me up. Oh, do you take DSS? No. Or they'll message me. Do you take DSS? No. Do you take guarantors? Like, I've got a guarantor. Is that all right? No. I released a video about this today saying I don't want people renting my property that has a guarantor, because having a guarantor is code for at some point, you know, I might not be able to pay the rent, but my damn jackass mum, dad, brother, or sister, or grandparents will cover my stupid ass. No, I'm not taking on with no guarantor. I want the person that's living in the house, I want them to be the person that's going to be paying the rent, not relying on their mum or their dad to cover them. In the video earlier, that same jackass girl that I had to evict, you see, sometimes, yeah, people can think someone's doing a good thing. Obviously, I don't want to be a pessimist, yeah, but like, I'll find like, to me, I just don't like certain things. Yeah, so boom, so this chick that I evicted, yeah, she sometimes would pay the rent early. So, for example, yeah, let's say, yeah, on the 9th of the month, that's when the rent is due. So let's say, I don't know, it was the 20, oh no, the 27th of December. This girl would give me £100, and then 2 days later, she would give me another £100. And then obviously her rent is 450. So if she's giving me 100 and 100, that's 200. Take that away from 450, the remainder is 250. So then she would plan to give me the rest of the 250 on rent day. I don't like that. Why are you giving me my money in drips and drabs? Just give me my money all at once on rent day or the day before. You're giving me my money in drips and drabs. It's probably because you know you might not have it on rent day. I told someone this. They're like, oh yeah, they're just managing their money. That's why they give it to you early. No, it's because they can't manage their money. That's why they're giving it to me early. See, this person got the wrong way around. They thought, oh, this person is giving me my rent money early because they're managing their money. No, it's because you don't know how to manage your money, why you have to give it up early. Because God forbid you don't give it away, it may not be there on rent day. See, that's how I think. And funny enough, that damn jackass there actually had a guarantor as well. I had a bad feeling about her from day one, and I was right. Like, none of my other tenants give me my rent money early. I mean, there was one guy that did. Obviously, I had bare tenants, and I did. I had one tenant, yeah. In July, he was anticipating that he was going on holiday in September, and he didn't want no problems, no trouble, no confusion. So what he did was in August, he gave me August's rent and September's rent, so that there was no problem whatsoever. He done that once, so that was one time someone done that, and that was obviously when I was first a landlord, back when I was like 24 years old. And then there was another guy just 6, 7 months ago. He did that. I don't know. He paid me my rent money on rent day, and then like a week later, he paid me rent money for the next month. I don't know. Probably not been able to manage his money. But yeah, every now and then you're gonna have someone pay you rent early and that. Why are younger generations distancing from religion? I think it's because older generations, religion was really imposed on them. Religion was really drummed into them. Do you know why people don't need to feel like or feel obligated to follow religion? The fact that you can pretend to be something that you're not. For example, I could pretend to be a woman. I could pretend to be a cat or an apple. From time it's acceptable to do that, well, of course, people are not going to have any qualms about distancing themselves away from religion. I guarantee you, if we were in the times where you better be religious, no matter what religion it is, but you better subscribe to that religion, or else I guarantee there'll be none of this pretending to be a cat or an apple or a tree or a piece of stone or something like that. Yeah. So because people can pretend to be what they want and do whatever they want, of course, people don't have to abide by religions. Of course, people are going to move away from religions. This is the first time someone's asked me this question, and that's just what I'm thinking off the top of my head. Right. So this person said you have all these properties, yet you beef neighbors over parking space and don't even have a driveway. You're still a commoner. I mean, just because I can have 10 properties, you're not going to talk to me like I'm a damn fool, and you're not telling me where I can park my car. Just because I got properties, that don't mean I'm going to be taking nonsense off people and that. So yeah, I mean, it just so happens that my house doesn't have a driveway, but the house next door has a driveway. It just so happens that this house don't have a driveway. Would you get into property with mates? Nah. Maybe that would have been a thought back in the day, when I was first getting started. Yo, I'm established now, man. If there's a time where I don't need to get into property with any friends, it's today, it's now. Most people, yeah, they will get into property with their friends when they buy their first 1, 2. And then by the time they got property number 6, they're doing their own thing. I mean, you're not really going to find too much people that have their own first 5 to 6 properties and that, and then get into business with their friends. You know, joint ventures and that with their friends after they've got property number 5 or number 6. Now, you already know what you're doing. The reason why most people go into business with people is because they need that startup capital. That's it. I said, no such thing as friends in this England. Every friend I had watched me bun and can't say that word. Can't say nothing on TikTok. Where's the new hotspot for buying buy to let? I mean, I'm hearing that it's that Bedford place. Be careful when you go Bedford. They got fucking 20 miles an hour speed count. What are you doing with this yard? It's supposed to be fucking renovating it, boy. It's a bit procrastinating, man. Plus, obviously, if you've got another house and that you're doing work to and that. Someone said Luton size. I mean, Luton is expensive and that, so. I mean, look, you don't need to worry about, you know, it being like a hotspot for buy-to-lets. People will rent everywhere and anywhere. As long as it's not some little fucking hamlet. A hamlet is smaller than a village. Yo, you'll be all right buying a property there. Even if it doesn't matter what town it is. People, if people already live there right now, then it's a place that people choose to live. So if you buy a property, you'll be able to find. Now, obviously, if you've got a house to rent and it's right there flipping Manor House Station or Seven Sisters Station, obviously it's going to be more desirable on that than flipping in the middle of Barnet or something like that. But still, when I say more desirable than Barnet, I'm not even talking about like aesthetics. I'm talking about not aesthetics. I mean amenities and that. I'm not talking about the amenities. I'm talking about just access to, you know, transport and that. That's why Tottenham is expensive, because I heard after the London riots and that, people realized, hold on a minute, Tottenham has Seven Sisters Station. From Seven Sisters to Oxford Street or Euston and that, it's like, I don't know, 10 minutes on the tube and that, bam. The Tottenham youths burnt their town down, but then their town to be built back, and then the house prices there and the amenities around them have gone up, which has driven them out. Unbelievable. Imagine that. There's man that were burning down, flipping the Audi store near where the old job centre was in Tottenham, just before Bruce Grove, if you're heading from Edmonton to Bruce Grove. They want to burn down the Audi, but then your mum ain't got a job now. Now, fortunately, your mum might, obviously, they should still pay her and that, but it just don't make no sense, man. Yeah, it sounds like an own goal, yeah. It's called shooting yourself in the foot. They burnt down the flipping job centre. I saw a Tottenham boy, yeah, that had a little bit of a name, yeah, in Tottenham. I saw him lining up at the fucking job centre in NAE, Upper Edmonton. The job centre that's next to the McDonald's. Because there was no Tottenham job centre. And he probably picked the Edmonton one because he didn't want to go to Wood Green. Because, you know, it's like, especially obviously like back in the day and that, Tottenham youths can't go Wood Green, no way. You're going to risk your life for the gyro? You're going to risk your life just to sign on? Or if you look at idiot, £120 once a fortnight, you're going to risk your life? Come on, man. So then, man, they went to Upper Edmonton to go to the job centre. Did you have any guidance from your family learning about property, or was it all self-taught? All self-taught. Obviously, I got some guidance from my friend Benga and that, but none from my family. No one in my immediate household has any properties. And in my extended family, and that maybe one or two. There's a few people in that, but even if there's a few, I never went to them for no advice. So you lot are lucky because before, I mean, maybe they were about, but I didn't discover them and that, and I wasn't looking. But there was no one on YouTube to teach you about property and that. And if there was man that was on YouTube that could teach you about property, me personally, I would listen to them, whether they're black, white, purple, or Chinese. But a lot of people, they can't listen to a man unless he's speaking the same language as them. And I'm not talking about the West Germanic language we call English. I'm talking about a man speaks a certain way, you can relate to him and that. Certain people are that shallow and close-minded. Unless a man is from the streets, they don't want to hear what you're trying to say. Because they will think, oh, well, you probably just roll around with white man, so that's why you got 6 properties. I ain't got no white friends in my phone. I don't have any white friends. I've never had any white friends in my life. The closest thing I've had to a white friend is my old school brethren that I grew up with. He's mixed race. His skin is white. You know, some mixed race people, their skin is actually white. His skin is white. If you drove past him in the street, you think he's a white boy. And she actually stood up and spoke to him. Like, actually, no, this guy's actually, he's mixed with something. Yeah, he's mixed race. So I don't have no white friends, and that's a certain man, like, there's certain man, no disrespect, big him up, TJ Atkinson and that. I can listen to him. Certain other people that look like me can listen to him, but some youths that look like me, that are strictly from the streets, they will see someone like TJ Atkinson and think, no, I'm not listening to him. He don't understand my life. He didn't grow up on the ends and that. He don't know about going in and out of jail. He don't know about the roads and that because of the way he speaks. I don't know where the hell that guy's from. You know, certain man, you can't even tell if they're from London or not. I don't even know where he's from. But I definitely know 99.9% chance he did not live the life I lived. But I can still listen to him. I don't watch his content anyway. What I'm saying is there's other youths, yeah, they would not listen to him. Just because they'll think, I know in your contact list is bare white man. I don't give a shit, blood, about the color of people's skin. Me, I don't like. Some people are like, oh yeah, man, it's good that you make these videos and that you're doing a good thing for the black community. Yo, I ain't doing nothing for no black community, you know. I'm doing this thing for the youths that want to learn and want to make something of themselves. So I don't care what color skin you are. Let me just be explicitly clear right now. Just because you're black, that don't mean we are the same. I don't care what color your skin is, you know. I care what's in your mind. I have more in common with a white man from Leicestershire County who's into property than someone who's actually from Edinburgh who looks like me. I'm telling you. Because people who are from Edmonton or wherever in that, if they're still on that shit, I don't even want to speak to you. I love the man that man used to roll with and that, yeah? But certain man, I don't even want to bump into them. I ain't got a problem with them, I'm cool with them. But I just feel like, what am I gonna say to them? Whoa, yo, what's the role saying? These men are not working. They ain't into property and that. What are they doing? I don't even want to bump into them. Don't even want to bump into them. It's going to be some stale conversation. Someone said no sound. I said no sound. What about now? Press 1 if there's sound. Press 1. Damn, you lot are fools, man. Damn. You know what, yeah? If you feel like you need to troll people, I beg, just review your life. Ask yourself, where is my life going? What have I done today? You got too much time on your hands, man. Listen, if you're broke, if you're poor, you ain't got time for nothing else. You shouldn't even be watching this life. You should be working until midnight. I'm not saying you need to be on the job, but you should be working on improving yourself. Someone said, why do yardies stutter when they're mad? Well, when you're speaking fast, you're going to stutter. You what I mean? A lot of people, like, you know, when they start to speak fast and quickly, they'll start to stutter. Think about it this way. If you're running at completely top speed, 100%, you're more likely to fall over as opposed to walking down the street. You see it all the time. Now that I've said this, yeah, you're going to see it. You see, like when you see those videos, yeah, of the parents racing on sports day. So it's sports day for the little kids in primary school, but then they will have the parents race. The dads will line up, or the mums will line up, and they will all race. Somebody always falls over every fucking time. You could see 10 videos, and 9 people will fall over. One from every video, every fucking time. I don't know what it is. Someone always has to fall over. You know why? Because they're moving quicker than they're used to moving. I go running every other day. Obviously, I've switched it up a bit now, so I'll go gym instead. But yeah, go running every other day. I've probably been on, I mean, in the last 4 years, I've probably been on, well, it will be however many days there are in a year, 365, half, it'll be half of that. So yeah, about 180 runs I've been on. Times that by 4. Let's do some maths now. So 180 times 4. So we've got 400, and then 4 80s is 240. So that's 640, yeah? I've been on about 640 runs over the last 4 years. I think I fell over one time. I didn't even fall over, I slipped because it was wet on the floor. Because I'm used to running at certain speeds, certain paces. Did you rate Johnny Depp? Nah, I've never been into his films, to be fair, man. That was wrong. 480s is not 240. 480s is 320. Would you run from the police if you want to run? Hold on. Let me read that again 1 sec. Would you run from the police if you were on the run? Do you know what? Yeah, there was one time, yeah, I was running down one alleyway in Edmonton. It's called Mile Alley. It takes you from Asda to Montague Road. So I'm running down this alleyway now. It's during the day. It's like midday, 12 o'clock. There was a helicopter in the sky. And as I'm running down this alleyway, I'm just jogging. I ain't sprinting. I'm thinking, please don't think it's me. Whatever. But yeah, man, I've never been chased by the police or nothing like that whilst I'm on a run. There's been a couple times that me, like a madman, has gone running in this Northampton area at 2 in the morning, dressed in all black. I think to myself, this is not really good. Black man running in the dark at 2 in the morning, dressed in all black. If they stop me, what are you doing? Going for a run? Yeah, we like the story. Get in the back. Get in the van. We'll find some. We'll find some convictions for you. We'll find some offences for you. Which actors do you rate? Denzel Washington. Definitely. I rate Brad Pitt. Never really been into many of his films and that, but I rate Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt can play a plethora, whatever the fuck it's called, a range of different types of characters and that. This guy, even in the film, put on a Jamaican accent. The film was called Meet Joe Black, and he was supposed to be like the angel of death, and he was speaking to some, I think the woman was supposed to be Jamaican or whatever, and he put on a Jamaican accent. I've seen him in a film called 12 Monkeys. Press 1 if you've seen 12 Monkeys. I doubt any of you lot have seen 12 Monkeys. You lot are just probably too young to bother to watch that film. That film is old. There's a film called 12 Monkeys, and he's acting like he's in a mental hospital and that, and he's acting like a madman. Then there's another film called Snatch. He plays an Irish traveller. Yeah, he fucking played that part good. You literally believed he was actually a traveller. I went running at 1 a.m. in Pims Park. Never again. Yo, you might not even come out alive, boy. Pims Park. So, as an atheist, do you believe in heaven and hell? Nope. I do not believe in heaven and hell. I believe heaven and hell was created so that people abide by the laws or the 10 Commandments, whatever you want to call it. Because what is the point of abiding by any laws if there's no reward, let alone no punishment? There doesn't even, do you know what? Yeah, the incentive for people to abide by laws and rules, there doesn't even need to be an incentive of, you know, a positive outcome. Like, oh, there doesn't even need to be no reward for abiding by laws. To keep everyone in check, there just needs to be a punishment. That's it. There needs to be a punishment. So that's why heaven and hell was created. Because, you know, what's the point of following the 10 Commandments if there's no reward, but most importantly, there's no punishment? If there's no punishment, listen, laws and rules and punishment is what keeps the world in order. You think we live in a mad world? We don't. Not compared to if there was, if it was literally like the purge, yeah? No police, no law, no order. Yo, I would be on a mad one. Yo, you don't know me, boy. Put it this way, when people give me problems, I just think about getting rid of them. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think about, oh yeah, just rough them. Nope. Delete. So yeah, the reason why people, you know, abide by laws and that is, it's not because they're a great person and that. It's because there's a threat that they could go to prison or they can be reprimanded and that. I said, did Jay Wise just admit to a such and such? Bro, let me tell you something right now. Do you know in the Quran there's scientific? Yeah, I've heard about that. Like they spoke about like maybe in the Quran, maybe like something to do with childbirth or sorry, like fetuses and stuff like that, something like that. Yeah, coming off in 5 minutes. Shit, I still gotta do paperwork, you know. I said I like the way you say the Quran. Yeah. Yeah, I always like to pronounce things the right way, you know. 'Cause I would say the Quran, but obviously like the proper way is the Quran. In the Quran. I ain't going that deep. To be fair, do you know what? Yeah, I used to like listening to, they call it, is it the call to prayer? That is it that Dan? I used to like the way the man they used to sing it still, but yeah, I mean, I'm not converting to Islam because I just don't believe. I sit and I think to myself, how do you people actually believe? It doesn't matter what the religion is. You could be a Hindu, whatever, and that. How do you not actually believe that there is a higher power? There is no higher power. And I know you lot are thinking, are you crazy? You lot are watching me on your phone right now thinking, is this guy a lunatic? What do you mean there's no higher power? I know that's what's running through you lot's minds right now. You lot are thinking, how the hell can you? There's no higher power, man. And the reason, the main reason why people believe in religion and God and that is because they can't get their head around what happens after death. That is the most profound question of all time. It is the most deep, intense question of all time. What happens when we're not here anymore? Like, the main thing is, yeah, it's like what happens to the consciousness? Because right now, you know, I'm sitting in my kitchen, you might be in your bedroom, lying on your bed, whatever, you might be sitting down on the sofa or whatever. You're conscious, yeah? You're aware of your surroundings, you understand that you're a living human being and that. But it's like, what happens to that consciousness? And the only thing I can say is, where was your consciousness before you was alive? That it wasn't sitting like, you know, in the factory waiting to be released or anything like that. Like, yo, it just didn't exist, did it? Obviously, it's quite a hard thing to get your head around and that, but yeah, obviously, it's a hard thing to think of. Like, yo, what happens when man? You understand? Like, what is it? Just like lights out? Does it just go dark and that? Something, but it ain't. You float up in the air and that. Nah, it's not, man. No, well, the ground don't open up and drag you down because you've been a naughty boy. Nah, man. But yeah, obviously, I would kind of like. Obviously, I know it don't go anywhere, but I'm like, that's for me. That's the crazy thing. Like, yo, what happens to the consciousness? What happens to the consciousness? It's not like turning off the PlayStation. Yeah. I watched something the other day, and I think, do you know what? I think I might have been driving, and I was just like scrolling on TikTok, listening to stuff, and someone said something that was funny, and we can all think this. Yeah, we've all probably thought this at one time in our life. Am I the only person on planet Earth that is conscious, and is everybody else an NPC? You understand? Like, am I the only person on planet Earth that's actually conscious and everyone else is just like a character in this simulation? Because I've thought that before. I wonder if I'm the only person that's conscious and that, and everyone else is just on autopilot. Like, you know, like, because back in the day, I know there was no NPC, that word didn't exist. And that. So is everyone just like on autopilot and that? And like, yeah, am I the only person that's conscious? So you see, this is bull. I don't want to hear. I don't give a fuck what anyone said. This is bullshit. So this guy said, I'm assuming it's a guy, said a lot of near-death experiences describe raising above and looking down at the body. So a lot of I've seen programs where people like, oh, I had a near-death experience, or I was on the operating table and you know I weren't around for 2 minutes. Yeah, can't say the D word on TikTok. I wasn't around for 2 minutes. Technically, I was clinically, you know, not about. Yeah, and yeah, I had images of me, you know, above my body, looking down and that, and I can tell you every single instrument that the surgeons were using. I don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe that. Why, of all places, yeah? Why the hell, yeah? If you weren't around for 2 minutes in that, why would you still be in that same room? Yo, I'll go to that island with all the girls with the big titties, man. Shit, like, I'm gonna hang around some fucking stupid hospital when I could be around fucking all the virgins and shit. Well, yeah, come on, man. Bullshit, man. I can stay in some boring ass room watching people operate on someone, man. Go with the gal, man. Yeah. Do you know? So Jay Wise, do you know Bashar Al Assad? Is that's one of them speakers corner people? Probably. I don't know. Man. Have you ever had precognition dreams? What's that? How can you explain the creation of human brain, eyes, etc. is so complicated? Yeah, the reason why it's so complicated is because it did not start off complicated. It was very simple. Yeah, we started off from early, like bacteria, and over billions of years, we evolved into human beings. Every step incrementally getting more advanced along the way. So you lot can laugh, whatever, and that, but I believe we came from great apes. That's what I believe. That's what I know. I know we came from great apes. The fact that we have a skeleton structure just to say pretty much the same as a gorilla or a chimpanzee. How is it, yeah? If we are not animals, how is it our females bear life inside of them? How is it us as human beings, if we are not animals, if we are not great apes, why do we have a skeleton structure? Why do we have a brain? Like, why is it every animal that's walking on planet Earth has a brain, and we do, but we're not an animal? Why do we have a heart that way? If we're such superior beings and creatures and that, why do we even pass away? Come on, man. Even our females, just like female dogs and probably chimpanzees and female gorillas, have a menstrual cycle. Why is it our females also do as well, but we are not an animal? Come on, man. You believe in God? No. Right, someone said, what do you think of Lithuanians? Just seen your video. Yeah, man, the Lithuanian chicks are on point, man. Yeah. People over here in the UK be sleeping on them Eastern European chicks, like, Polish chicks and that. Yo, some of them they're on point. Yeah. I think, like, you see the Eastern European chicks, yeah? The ones that are born over here, yeah, I think they're better than like British things, like English things. Yeah, 110%. I'm talking about looks wise. In terms of like wifey material, 110%. 110%. Listen, let me tell you something. I'll pick a Polish girl or a Lithuanian or a Latvian chick over any English girl. For me to get the same standard of quality of woman, yeah, as a Polish chick or a Lithuanian chick, I would have to go for a middle class English girl to get the same quality as a working class Lithuanian or Latvian or Polish chick in this country. 110%. Are English girls hard to attract? I mean, that's even know how to answer that question. They're easy to get. If they like you, they like you, innit? Yeah, I'm telling you, them Eastern European girls, man, they're just built different. They're just raised different. Even can't say his name, but the one that's always talking about the Matrix is coming, yeah? Him and his people, they went out to like one of them Eastern European countries, yeah? And they must have rented out a massive apartment, whatever, maybe a massive penthouse. I think it was a penthouse. So they must have rented out this massive penthouse. The 5 guys, they brought over 5 chicks, or probably 10 chicks, you know what I mean? So boom. So they brought over these chicks over at night time, done their thing, and obviously they all went to bed. Now these guys, they must have got up early in the morning, like probably 7, 8, 9 in the morning, and went out for their gym session. Them man, they work out every morning, yeah? So they went out for like their 1 hour gym session or whatever. Came back, the chicks stayed the night, the chicks cleaned up the apartment, spotless. And they said, do you know what they said? They said, if this was in America or the UK, that would have never happened. That would never have happened. Never happened. If you as a man, yeah, you and your mans them, Went out and met some random, because these guys don't know these chicks. Met some random chicks, yeah, and brought them back to a penthouse. Let's say there's 5 of you. Let's say you bring back 5 girls and that. If you lot disappeared to go for an early morning training session at 8, 9, 10 in the morning and came back, those girls, whether they were black, whether they were white English, they would never have cleaned up that apartment. No way. No way. Your Rolex might be missing. Yeah. They would never clean up that apartment. No way. No way. Women that look like me, they have not been raised to be housewives. How can you be raised to be a housewife when your mom has drummed it in you? You don't need no man. Men are flipping idiots and that. No way. You don't need no man. You're an independent, strong woman. How can you? That doesn't even make no sense. How can you be raised to be a housewife if you've been drummed into your head? Don't depend on no man. So they would never clean up after a bunch of guys and that. They don't even keep their own room in their mom's house clean. They don't even keep their own house clean. A lot of them. So how the hell are they gonna go and clean up some other apartment where they're expecting like bullshit, man? Like coming off in 3 minutes. But yeah, even R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, the GOAT. He said there was a live that he done. It was titled "Black Women, Are You Raising Your Daughters to Be Wives?" No, they're not. No, they're not. I would say 99% of black women are not raising their. Oh, for fuck's sake. Your live is flagged for hate speech. Repeat violations could be. Anyway, I'm coming off. Oh, hold on. Coming off in 2 minutes anyway. You see that there, yeah? The app has just told me to shut up, basically. That's what it is. Crazy. Yeah, that's what I want to know, Mr. Construction. It's bullshit, man. Someone said, yo, Jay Waz, I need some advice. Yeah, go ahead. Do you still get scared to go to areas that you had beef with back in the day? I mean, I'm always in Tottenham. Can you add me to the live so I can explain? But I'm not adding no one to the live because there's always some random dumb idiot that loves to say something stupid. No one's beefing at 50 them days are gone. I'm coming off in 2 minutes anyway, so. Where's the R1? The R1's at the other house. If you genuinely need help, then book a mentoring session. I said Turkey, my bro. ASAP. I ain't going Turkey, man. You know what it is, yeah? Obviously, my hair's thinning and that, but when I get a haircut, my barber levels it all out. So I started Airbnb. Are you doing anything like that or just long term rental? Yeah, so my other property is going to be Airbnb as well. I said, what job are you going to do in Turkey? You know? What age are you having children? Any time. I can afford it. So now is the time. I got 25 properties at 60. Is that good? I mean, the fact that you're asking that question means you're lying. No 60-year-old man is sitting watching my videos. I said hair replacement socket, you know. Don't wait too long for kids, bro. Infertility is a mad thing, I know. What age did you get your first job? 90. That was an apprentice. Your hair's calm, I noticed the hair is a little bit black, tennis ball looking. Little bit, but like a black tennis ball, you know. Do you know T on way? Yeah, man, know him, man. How much of a bump is service charge and ground rent? Yeah, it can be a rip-off. Like if you have a property in a flat block that has a lift, oh my god. Do you know what I heard? Yeah, in like one of the apartment blocks in Canary Wharf, the service charge was like £400 a month. Right, hold on. What this person say? Is it possible for a guy that grew up working class to get 70 properties in his lifetime? Of course, it's possible. What kind of a listen? Anything is possible, man. Stop having these limited beliefs, man. You shouldn't even be asking that question. Is it possible for someone who grew up working class to get 70 properties? Yeah, because there are people who grew up working class that have 100 properties. How many properties you got? I got 6. This is the problem, yeah. We have limited beliefs. If your beliefs, listen, you will only go as far as you can believe. Most people don't believe in believe they can get anywhere. So that's why they don't go nowhere. Have you had any experience with BRRR, buy, refurbish, rent, refinance? So I've done the buy, refurbish, and refinance. No, but to be fair, no, I didn't even do it for that reason though. To be fair, obviously, like with my other house, the one that I used to live at, do all the videos before and that, obviously I bought that property, never furnished it, refurbished it straight away and that. But years later, I refurbished the property and that, and then like a year or 2 later after that, then I refinanced it. But yeah, I didn't do it as a strategy and that. I just used that money to buy another property. So this person said, "Hey Jay, was I'm 35, starting my level 2 this September. I've been watching your videos and they're inspiring. I left my career after hold on. I left my previous career because after 5 years, paying less than my colleagues. Oh shit. What type of housing did you live in as a kid?" I was in a council house. Going to do level 2. Yo, this person, Hamada, what sort of job was you doing beforehand anyway? Right, coming off in 2 minutes. Do you think you should start with Airbnb renting if you're trying to step yourself on the market? Yeah, why not? Yeah, bro, buy to let is dead, the numbers don't add up. Yeah. I'm in it for the long term, so plus obviously, yeah, it is kind of shit game to be in at the moment because of obviously all the laws and that. Would you buy a council house? Yeah, if I was in a council house. I moved, got promoted, very eager and so survival. Have you met anyone with 20 properties plus? Nah. But obviously, I know they're out there. I've seen them on the internet, but I haven't met them in person. All right, I'm coming off now because I still got fucking work to do, man. Anyway, next week, you lot. Fuck's sake, I always forget to put this monetization thing on. Anyway. Yeah, man, that's for today, man. Stay away, it's done, man.